Super Bowl is coming, or as they're calling it, the Taylor Bowl. To be frank, I don't even know if Taylor Swift is going to be at the Super Bowl because apparently she's got like a concert in Japan, like that ends literally just hours before the Super Bowl starts. So whether she'll be there or not, I'm not sure. But there's been a lot of speculation about whether or not she'll be in Deadpool 3, which is, of course, a lot of people are going to be tuning into the Super Bowl just to see the new Deadpool, the first Deadpool 3 trailer. Now, you guys will remember at one football game a number of weeks ago, Taylor Swift was, of course, there to watch her man Travis Kelce. And in the box with her was Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Sean Levy. You know, all the Deadpool 3 people were there. That's got a lot of speculation going that she might be in the movie. So the question that a lot of people have often brought up now is, will this be the big thing that would push like Deadpool 3 if Taylor Swift, the number one music star in the world, was in this movie? Would it push it to like the $2 billion mark? Will it make a big difference? And that is the topic of today's Mint Mobile Hotline question of the day. Listen, guys, if you've got a question for our show and you'd like to hear your voice on our show, go ahead and call our Mint Mobile Hotline anytime 24/7 at 951-268-4259. And today's question is specifically about the impact Taylor Swift would or would not have on Deadpool 3. Check it out.
Hey, John and crew. So my wife never mentioned the word Marvel in our 10-year marriage. And once she found out Taylor Swift could possibly be in the movie, she came and told me and said that she wanted to see when the first trailer was coming out. So my big question is, how much could Taylor Swift impact the viewing of not only the trailer, but Swifties all around the world going to see the new Deadpool movie? I know it sounds crazy, but I appreciate the time.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for calling that in. You know, we've had people write in and ask about this before, and my kind of response to this has always been, it won't make much of a difference. Having Taylor Swift in a trailer or having Taylor Swift in the movie actually won't make much of a difference at all. And what do I base that on? Well, Taylor, just in the last couple of years, has been featured in a couple of major Hollywood films. Look at this. Just recently, she was in that movie with Margot Robbie, Amsterdam. Grand total, that movie made $31 million worldwide. Not opening Friday night, not opening weekend, not domestic total, worldwide. With Taylor Swift, and she was in the trailer, it made $31 million worldwide. Taylor Swift being in that movie did not move the needle. Then, but just before that, she was in Cats, or Butthole Gate, as Chris would refer to it as.
Where are the butts?
Where are the butts? That movie, despite the fact that it's one of the biggest Broadway hits in history, had a pretty packed cast, including Taylor Swift. That movie made $77 million grand total worldwide. Precedence tells us that Taylor Swift being in a movie does not move the needle. Okay, and that's what I've been saying, right? I've been saying that. Every time somebody writes in and asks, I've been saying that. But I wonder if I need to reconsider my position on this. Because an argument could be made that you can't just take Taylor Swift and drop her in just anything, and all of a sudden that one thing becomes popular. It's about putting her in something that maybe would be able to properly leverage or take advantage of her popularity in some kind of symmetry with the thing you're putting her in. You know, like dropping her in Cats, nobody cared. Date Travis Kelce, all of a sudden her fan base is whipped into a frenzy and super excited about it. They didn't do that for Amsterdam. They sure as hell didn't do that for Cats, but they did for that. Matter of fact, you know, Travis is in the AFC Championship game. Obviously, Taylor Swift is in attendance, broke every single viewership record for any AFC Championship game in history. It was a great matchup. That had most to do with it, but you'd be a fool if you don't acknowledge that Taylor Swift being there had something to do with it too. So I'm left to wonder if, okay, Amsterdam, none of her fans cared. Cats, none of her fans cared. but have her team up with Ryan Reynolds, arguably one of the biggest movie stars in the world, and put her in a Deadpool movie that a lot more of her fan base would maybe be excited about, super more popular, and all that kind of stuff. Would that be something that excites, energizes, and mobilizes the army of Swifties that are out there? By the way, horrible fucking name for a fan base. Swifties. I much prefer, what did they call it? The Benedicts? The
Oh, that one's
Cumberbitches?
horrible. He hates it.
I know he hates it.
They call themselves Cumber bitches.
It was catchy.
She's like, that's horrible. You should pick something that's less degrading to you all.
Yeah, but that's what they called themselves.
Man.
So, but at any rate, we are not here to debate the merits of the term Swifties. You know what? I need to reconsider my position on this. I'm starting to think if it's something like a Deadpool, it could move the needle. Now, move the needle how much? I've said that I believe Deadpool, as long as it's good, it's got to be good. As long as it's good, Deadpool will be a $1 billion film. There's an argument to be made that neither of the other two Deadpool films were $1 billion films. True, but we've been waiting years for this new one. It's now in the MCU, and Hugh Jackman is returning as Wolverine, and people want to see them together. So this is going to be a $1 billion film. Will Taylor Swift being in there make it a $2 billion film? No, I don't think so. I think it moves the needle. So here, for example, I think if this movie on its own was going to be a $1.1 billion film, I could see it being a $1.3 billion film. If this movie was going to be a $4 billion film, I can see it being a $1.6 billion film. So I have changed directions here a little bit, Chris. I now do think that if Taylor Swift is in this movie, which we don't officially know, we're all assuming, but we don't officially know. But if she is in this movie, and if she is in this trailer, it will skyrocket the number of views the trailer gets. And I think, not majorly, but I think it'll move the needle a little bit as to the overall box office. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, DraftKings. DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports, just dropped a brand new app, Pick 6. Pick 6 is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. New customers can make their first NFL picks and get up to $100 in Pick 6 credits if those picks lose. All you got to do is pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of that stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards, or will a player have more or less than 1 touchdown? Track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. So download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with the code Campea. New customers can get up to $100 back in Pick 6 credits if your first football pick set loses. That's code Campea only on DraftKings Pick 6. One offer per new customer. First qualifying pick set winnings less entry fees must generate negative number. Max reward up to $100 equal to amount of negative number. Issued in non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits, valid for Pick 6 use only. Expire after 1 year. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. Pick 6 not available in all states, including but not limited to Connecticut and New York. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms and pick6.draftkings.com. What are you thinking about this?
I think it will. We've seen the kind of Taylor Swift effect so far, and I think that people would come to the theater to see her in a cameo if it's publicized ahead of time or people find out about it after that first weekend at the box office. Oh my gosh, Taylor Swift is in this. Maybe that moves the needle for me to go see it, or to, get somebody who's not super into Marvel to go, oh, maybe this is for me. I will say, though, the whole Dazzler bit of it all, Kevin Feige is a huge Dazzler fan. Kevin Feige loves Dazzler and has even gone on record saying that if he got to direct an X-Men project, it would be a Dazzler one.
He's spoken about Dazzler many times.
He loves Allison's character. So that's kind of one of my issues with the cameo aspect of this is, okay, well then does this fall into multiverse where she's just a Dazzler? Because I don't know if Taylor Swift, who's got great ambitions of directing, who's going on global tours, who's a producer, is also going to then commit to doing Marvel films.
Remember, the Dazzler part is nothing but a fan theory, right? Nobody's ever said she'll be Dazzler.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. I don't know if they're going to use her as Dazzler, unless it is a one-and-done situation. I think we can absolutely expect to see her in this film. It makes sense. All of these folks are buddies. They hang out together all the time. She's very, very close to Blake Lively. So I can see her popping in here. I just don't know why everyone has been like, well, there's an X-Men who sings, so it has to be Taylor Swift. Yeah. It could be, and I think it'd be great casting. I just don't know if Kevin Feige, who loves this character, would concede on it unless we are starting to do some multiverse-y kind of stuff here, which it sounds like we are. It sounds like we're doing a bunch of different verses since we have so many actors coming back together.
Is it safe to say, though, that if, and at this point, everybody, it's still an if Taylor Swift is in this movie, they will 100% put her in the trailer. Even if it's just a brief view of her or whatever, it's like, hi guys, or whatever. Like, is that a foregone conclusion that if she's in the movie, it would be a tremendously missed opportunity if they didn't put her in the trailer, would it not?
I agree, because it's not so much you're giving up like a plot point or a spoiler. This is like a box office draw.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, you're
So-
telling the world, hey, Swifties, your girl's in this.
And since it's the only Marvel release too, you gotta put all your eggs in the basket. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
100%.
You gotta
Why not?
tell everybody what's happening in this movie.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think? Do you think, I mean, look, take for a second, I know it's hard, but take for a second whether you love Taylor Swift or really don't like Taylor Swift. Take that out of the equation. Do you honestly think objectively that if Taylor Swift does appear in this movie and they put her in the trailer, will that move the needle? Maybe a lot, maybe a little, maybe not at all. Whatever you guys think, let us know in the comment section down below. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.